Hey guys, so I'm going to be teaching you about the 3 basic strategies for Settlers of Catan, the millennials' favorite party game. And if you don't really know the rules or haven't played before, that's okay, but just so you know, these are what I mean when I say hexes. So I've chose to talk about these 3 very basic strategies because they're based on points accumulation, so they can be applied to any board. Because every game is different. And before I get too deep into any strategy talk, let's identify the variables, the things that are always going to change and you're always going to look for. So the first thing is resource abundance and scarcity. So you want to think about which ones are going to be in really high demand and which ones are going to be in a short supply. And the second variable that I want you to think about is port placement. So if your turn is first and you see a port right next to a lot of that same resource, you want to take it. So obviously all of these things are going to depend on your turn in the placement. This is the most important part of the game because it sets you up for everything else. So this is the time to choose and choose wisely. Okay, let's get started. So the first strategy I've decided to call Manifest Destiny. It's about building as many roads across the board as possible. So the cards that are going to be really important to you are brick and wood. And then eventually, hopefully, you'll get longest road, worth 2 points. So the pros of this strategy are you'll have a really strong beginning and ability to get new resources later in the future when you can build settlements on these roads. However, the cons are that these roads cost a lot to maintain and there's a lot of potential for conflict and competition for longest road. And strategy number 2 is rapid urbanization. You're going to focus on building cities first, so you want to concentrate on getting ore and wheat and sheep if you can swing it. This will help you get development cards and build your, hopefully, largest army, worth 2 points. So the biggest pros to this are that cities bring in more resources. But the biggest cons are that cities are centers of crime because there are so many resources coming in that the robber will constantly be on your hexes. And the third and final strategy is diversify and conquer. For this one, the cards that are important to you are everything. This one you want to place strictly based on which hexes will give you the highest yield of resources, and you want to make sure that you have good access to one of every 5. So you want to remain flexible. So the biggest pros to this strategy are it's super adaptable, but the biggest cons are that you're not setting yourself up to get largest army or longest road. But hey, it could happen.